coming into map 2, the guy the guys just said we just have to play our game and just do what we can, and we played great on Fracture, and Pro we started off strong and we just kind of let it slip a little bit, but luckily we were able to close it out.
Hey guys, this is Pedro back with another interview, this time covering VCT Americas Stage 1 in week 1. My guest at this time is none other than neT of Cloud9, coming off of their victory over NRG, in which they came out obviously on the winning end 2-1 in the overall series. And so neT, I mean, there's kind of three guarantees in life, you know. The first is death, the other one is taxes, and the third one is Cloud9 starting off well in a given VCT regular season. So I mean, it's good to see that constant continuing after this week. And so, I mean, I gotta ask you, just sort of first off and foremost, how are you feeling? How crazy was that match from your point of view?
Yeah, feeling great to be honest. Unfortunately, 4 out of 5 of our team members were sick during this game, so I'm glad for the guys for persevering through that, and I would say everyone's just feeling great. I would say we definitely look night and day compared to from kickoff to now, and we're just looking to keep getting better every day and to just do our best to qualify for Toronto.
Oh, damn, man. So, like, I guess were you the only one that wasn't sick?
No, I was sick.
Oh, damn. What do you have? Like, if you can share.
I think I had a cold or something like that.
Okay, that it just kind of carried over to the rest of the squad. And so, I mean,
Yeah.
fortunate you guys were able to perform well despite that obstacle. And so, just diving into the map or match first and foremost, just sort of like obviously it went back and forth throughout those three maps in the series, with NRG coming out on top on Lotus, and then you guys responding in kind in Fracture, and then everything coming to a head on Pearl. I mean, you guys, it kind of looked like you guys were going to be able to close out Pro early on, but then NRG had a late push,
Yeah.
which then was neutralized by your team. And so, just sort of going through the overview of the series in a general sense. How are you guys able to bounce back from Lotus, and also on top of Lotus, just sort of what do you think was the biggest issues there in trying to face off against NRG in that map?
I would say we were able to bounce back just because we really highlighted what we were doing wrong during Lotus, and in my opinion, during Lotus, we just weren't playing together enough, and we were playing timid, and we're really letting them set the pace, in my opinion. And coming into map 2, the guy the guys just said we just have to play our game and just do what we can, and we played great on Fracture, and Pro we started off strong and we just kind of let it slip a little bit, but luckily we were able to close it out.
I mean, definitely. Like, what do you feel was the biggest obstacle that NRG showed to you guys in that first map specifically? Because of course, you know, this is their map pick in Lotus, and obviously, like the expectation was for them to open the series with a W, which eventually it did. But what do you feel was just sort of the biggest issue that affected the team, on top of just like what you just kind of been listing out in your recent answer?
Yeah, I would say they were really on top of their floods and just playing together, and they caught us out alone a lot of the time, so they really punished us in that sense. So yeah, that was like they were really good at just like taking their timings and just like playing together and playing confident.
And even so, like despite that, you guys were able to, as you said, bounce back in Fracture. Had that quick team talk, tied the series into a map apiece, and then everything came up to a head in Pearl. And then, I mean, before I asked you about your thoughts on the map in general, but I want to ask you about the composition. There was a slight change compared to the kind of composition you guys showed in kickoff with um, the Yoru specifically. Oxy was
Yeah,
playing the Yoru. Obviously, that had some difficulties there. And now for this occasion, now Yoru duty is now put on Xepa, and then Oxy being put onto his usual jet. What do you feel just made it more that much better for you guys to opt for Zeppa to go for the Euro and just have Oxy just return to like his comfortability in the jet?
I would say as Zeppa showed up, I would say as Zeppa showed today, and the first time he played NRG, that he's a very skilled player, and we just wanted to enable the both of them to be able to take over games, and they did so. So it's great to see that our theory and our plan working. So yeah.
I mean, like just having to have to handle the the Yoru, and it's a agent that's been able to have a lot more prevalence compared to previous years in its existence. I mean, I know you kind of, well, more so just kind of piggybacking off of what you said. What do you, how has the team been adapting to the Euro and just having to like deal with its prevalence in the meta in recent times? How has that kind of management been going for you guys?
Yeah, I would say it's been pretty good. When you play a Yoru, you just have to understand that he can always take an aggressive position because he has a TP. So it's important to not give him 1v1s and to just play together. So I would say that's a really big thing about playing Yoru.
Hmm. And what do you feel set the difference for you guys at Pearl? You know, on top of just having to start off on a very commanding lead with a 9-3 first half on defense side, I mean, what do you feel just made the difference in that map in particular for you guys over NRG?
I would say our comms were just very good that game and just for the whole series in general, to be honest, except for map one. And we just knew what we had a plan every round and we just stuck to that plan. And if the plan fell apart, we made a new plan and we just did it together. And it really showed that we were just always a step ahead of them and we always knew where they were going the whole time. And we were just always like, we never let them settle and get comfortable.
I mean, throughout the series, that the broadcast has been kind of showing yourself like being very extra hyped and just being that like I don't want to say vibrant, but more so the lead guy in terms of just keeping the energy up. I mean, how do you
Yeah.
kind of look at your presence within the team, just having to like be that kind of player that can like do well for the squad, be inside and outside of the server?
Yeah, I would always say that I pride myself on being a great teammate and just doing whatever it takes to make the guys next to me feel comfortable and to whatever helps them get another kill or whatever makes them laugh in a tense moment, right? Because we're playing a game for our jobs and every game matters. So I just want to make sure like even if everyone else laughs at me that whatever makes everyone laugh and talk, it just feels great. And I will say that they were the ones that stood up first. So I had to meet them map 2 and 3 with that same energy.
Oh, you kind of the way you answer that question kind of just encapsulate the kind of vibes that this series or this season has kind of have everybody playing for their jobs and like one other thing that I want to ask you regarding that kind of aspect is sort of like how has the how has the team been kind of progressing from this early part of the season in which everything was kind of like I don't want to say jumbled up together, but more so just kind of trying to recalibrate itself very quickly with so little time at hand, and then having to go through kickoff, then having to go through the post masters break, and so you know in a general sense, how have you viewed the C9 progression from your point of view and your contribution to said progression?
I would say the progression has been very good. If you look at our if you look at us from kickoff compared to now, I would say we look 9 day better. And a big part of that, of why we struggled so hard at kickoff, was because we're playing in such a competitive league where, in my opinion, everyone's good. And the org made 2 changes, which is very big, in my opinion, with adding me and Mitch at such a late time. We had about 2 weeks to prepare, so we didn't have huge expectations going into kickoff, and we did the best that we could, and we learned a lot. And we really worked hard in this like post masters time where we had about like 2 months like after kickoff, and I would say we're just improving every day, and I'm really confident from our results in scrims and just how the team is progressing overall that we can definitely qualify for one of these lands.
How critical of a result is this for you guys' stage one progression? Given that, like, since you are in your I think group Omega, and you have to face off against the likes of Leviathan, MIBR G2, kind of in the back-to-back fashion, closely to that. How
Yeah.
critical is it for you guys to start off with a W against NRG, which in turn they kind of had to retool themselves and have plenty of expectations to start off pretty well.
Yeah, it means a lot, because everyone matters and every game matters because every team here is good. So it also means a lot just because we're a new team, like we're very new, and just having a strong start and just instilling that confidence to everyone that we belong here and we can beat anyone is very important.
I mean, with the schedule now featuring Leviathan and MIBR. I mean, what's the mindset going to be like for the squad to just kind of continue this momentum and hopefully this time start the run to Masters.
Yeah, I would say to just keep doing what we're doing and to just improve every day and learn from the wins, learn from the losses, and to just be the best versions of ourselves every time that we walk onto that stage. And that's really all you can do.
C9 starting off with a very strong start in this VCT. We've been seeing it happen time and time again in 2023 and 2024. Do you feel like this is going to continue for your momentum this time around?
Yeah, I know it will for sure.
All right, then perfect. Hopefully, you guys are able to do exactly that and then some. So, Nat, got to give my thanks to you for this interview, answering all of my questions, giving us the insight into the team in this recent match. And of course, got to give you the best of luck for the next match against Leviathan. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Have a great day.